I am president of Indy Autonomous Challenge. Indy Autonomous Challenge is a self-driving race car competition. It is the world's fastest autonomous vehicle, so the car drives itself completely. There's no human controlling it, no remote control, and our top speed is 192 miles per hour. And we run competitions at historic tracks like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and we just announced that we're going to be holding a race at Texas Motor Speedway on November 11th, presented by Cisco.
This guy's zipping around in his thing behind us. I think he knew it, but he was just told to get out of the way. So you're telling me that nobody's in that cockpit and it's going 192 miles an hour?
It is. There's nobody in the cockpit. So these cars are driven essentially by a robot. That robot is programmed by a team of researchers and engineers and computer scientists from top universities around the world. We have 9 teams. They're made up of more than a dozen universities. Top programs like MIT, Technical University of Munich, Purdue University, University of Virginia, many others. And the teams work around the year to develop code that's capable of piloting these cars as close to human-driven capabilities as we can get. Obviously, human race car drivers are still better at this than we are, but we've only been doing it for a couple of years, and over time we're seeing the improvements grow exponentially.
So how many cars find the wall?
A lot, from time to time. So, you know, if you don't wreck, you don't learn. If you don't learn, you don't get better, right? So we definitely have wrecks. I think we have a couple of teams that have never wrecked. The team from Korea somehow has managed to stay off the wall. But actually, yeah, the fact that there's no human in the car, the wrecks are, you know, they're expensive, they're costly, but they're also not hurting anybody. And so it really is an opportunity to learn and advance the technology.
That was my next question. Something like that great looking machine right there, what's that cost?
So all in, it's over $1 million. The race car itself is not that expensive, but the tech inside the race car is quite expensive. It's filled with LiDAR, radar, optical sensors, GPS, there's a supercomputer in there, all kinds of technology. And then there's also communication technology on the cars from Cisco that allow the cars to talk to each other, talk to race control. So when, for example, when we put a green flag or a yellow flag or a white flag, there's not a person waving it, it's a signal sent to the car from race control, and then the cars respond to those signals. And that's actually the only interaction that the cars can have with any human. It's a flag sent from race control to the cars once they leave the pits, telling them whether to pass or not, or whether they can pass, or whether they can race, or whether they need to come back into the pits.
Why you're involved with your involvement with YTexas?
So once we knew that we were coming to Texas Motor Speedway for the race on November 11th, we were looking for partners to help get the word out on what we're doing, and also to try to find partners who had a deep connection with the STEM programs across the state. Because one of our goals when we come to a new community is not only to run these cars, but is to expose them to the next generation of talent, the next generation of STEM entrepreneurs that can eventually, you know, become maybe competitors in our competitions, but also help the companies that we work with. And YTexas is an amazing organization that really brings together a wide array of industry, government, but also these STEM leaders. And so this event, just seeing all these different STEM groups in one place, has been great for us because we can talk to them about our event, we can invite them, and YTexas is just a great connector for that.
Where do you live?
I'm actually in Indianapolis, Indiana. We're based in Indianapolis, Indiana, the racing capital of the world. It's where IndyCar is, and we have a deep relationship, deep roots there. But we're excited to run this event in Texas. We know Texas is a big market for autonomous vehicles, and can't wait for November 11th.